far into it. Oh. I don't even know if anybody's watching. I can't even see. Yeah, I can't. My glasses are up and they're fogged up. It's hot out, but trying to think, what should be the topic? Let's see, what have I seen recently that was good? Athena versus Thunder Rosa from Supercard of Honor. Damn good, probably one of the best women's matches I've seen in a long time. Bandito versus Takeshita from Supercard of Honor. I really enjoyed Rosa Rayleigh versus Frankie Thomas from this past BIW show. I watched the live stream that Marked Out Moments did, and then, oh God, dude, I'm sorry, I cannot remember your chance. Noah Schaefer, maybe is his last name. He was filming from like second or third row out in the crowd. Put up footage. I watched his version too, so hell yeah. There's probably a couple other versions. I saw a pile of cameras set up, so I'm sure you look around, and that show's also got Caleb Conley versus Steve Anthony, which I need to see. I've heard called like one of the best matches. One guy whose opinion I respect on this, been going to wrestling since before I was born, I'm pretty sure. I think he got that many years on me, Mr. Prentice. He called it the best match he's seen live in his X amount of years of going to wrestling. I'm like, whew, that's saying something, because me and Mr. Prentice there talked wrestling quite a few times, and he's seen some great stuff. He saw a lot of Mid-South classics that I just saw on TV, because they didn't come to Biloxi enough. Biloxi was like the forgotten town. Oh. Anybody here? No, I didn't think so. That's cool. I'm almost to the dam, which would put me at about, it's about a third of a mile, so not doing bad. My time's pretty good tonight. Now I'm just speed walking. I ain't gonna try jogging tonight. I gotta get back in shape. I went almost 3 weeks without any kind of workout, not really watching what I ate, so I put on a little bit of weight. I gotta burn this shit off. I'm old. Not as old as Turner. He'll lie and try to say he's like 39, 40. Brandon Turner was born in like 1928. He's almost 100 years old. Oh, somebody's here. Hey, whoever's here. The Joker. Hey, what's up, Joker? I have to put my glasses down to see the messages. Sorry, folks. But I'm trying to think what other good matches I've seen recently. Oh, there's a match where the guy pooped himself. It was Bo James put it up. It's an old like SCW match, I think. I'm not really sure. It's shot on an old, you can tell it's shot on video camera on a tripod like 1990. Dude, your message disappeared before I could see it. Hold on. The Joker. Let's see what she said, sir. Or ma'am, I can't. Sorry. Message disappeared before I could see it. I'm sorry. I'm not used to doing this. There's 11 people here? Holy shit. Hey, what's going on? That's because I'm out walking. It's late at night. I'm way out in the country. There's no street lights or anything. That's why you can't see me. Even if I turned the camera onto my face, you wouldn't see my face. Y'all didn't catch me again. I'm out doing, I do, not nightly, probably 4 times a week. Walk, fast walk, slow jog. I'm just testing out some stuff here, so appreciate everybody showing up. You speak English? How are you? I'm good. Yeah, I speak English. And why y'all in all caps? Come on, man. Is this like I Love Ultimate Warrior XX style? I mean, is this the Ultimate Alliance here? Yeah, RSPW reference. Nobody here got that, I'm sure. RSPW, Rec Sport Pro Wrestling. The original IWC. All right, matches. See, y'all got me distracted there, matches. The Roman the Wrestler pooped himself. Oh, I watched a really good... Thank you for subscribing. I watched a really good Mike the Masshole McCarthy versus Toto Loco match from... It might have been the NECW YouTube channel. Go check that out. Go check the channel. There's a lot of good shit up on there. Trying to think. What else have I been watching? Wrestling-wise, it ain't been a lot. A lot of old-ass lucha, if you want to hear about some old-ass lucha. Like, I've been going through the Los Guerreros Infernales run of the early 2000s. I don't eat oatmeal. Okay. So it's like Ultimo Guerrero, Rey Bucanero, and shit. Who's the third guy? Shit. Was it Santanico? Like they're a trios team just destroying. Pretty sure it's CMLL. This shit I watched back in the day originally on Galavision, and I found it on YouTube. Roy Lucier puts up a lot of good lucha if you want to see like good lucha from Mexico, older stuff. No, that is not my name. I'm sorry, I cannot read your name there. I got glasses and they're fogged up from the heat. Yeah, hello. This is strange. Yeah, hello, whoever that is. All right, what else? I'm trying to think what else I've been watching. Oh, I found a bunch of, it's one of those guys, I don't know how much United States Lucha fans like the guy. I just saw him like every week on Galavision's Lucha Block, so I fell in love with the guy. Just one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. Zimbido. Found like a comp of like 2 hours of his matches. And it was like a lot of like one fall matches, which was kind of surprising. Oh. But you know what, guys? I am, and ladies and whoever else, I am almost at the 2/3 of a mile marker. I'm gonna stop and take me a little 5-second rest break and catch up on everything here. Thank y'all for showing up. I did not expect anybody to show up. That's the whole point. I was actually just testing shit out. I didn't realize I made it where people could come in. So cool, thanks. Hell, where the hell y'all listening from? Because I know you ain't watching. You ain't seeing me. I mean, you see that? I just flipped you off. Everybody leave? I see a couple of numbers there. Oh. Actually, no, you know what I've been watching? And it's been probably about a week ago now. I got in, buddy of mine used to be a video retailer. Y'all, messages, I'm having trouble reading them because my glasses are fogged up, so I saw something about talk to my friend, and that was about it. But I got a bunch of like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Chikara, all kinds of indie stuff from him. I got a bunch of Ring of Honor ones from him too, but in there was the Jerry King Lawler WWE set, which, yes, most of the stuff on there I'd seen before. I'd seen the Funk Empty Arena match. I'd seen the Kaufman match. I'd seen a bunch of the really good matches on there, but the difference was this was the best quality I'd ever seen on those. There's something weird I'm going to point out. Let me just catch my breath for 5 seconds, and all right. I think I got my timelines right. This had been a year or so before that set came out. We had been invited to come up to a show in, I want to say it was Louisville, Mississippi. It was Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock was running it, so I'm pretty sure it was Louisville. I don't think he ever ran Tunica. But I got a vehicle coming, so let me get out the way. Oh. And Jerry Lawler was tagging with Bill Dundee in the main event against, what was their name? It was Bone Crusher and the Casanova Kid. They're like the Pink and Black Attack or something. I got pictures. I probably got this match up on the channel. If I don't, Kobe's got it. Body Slam Media Productions. But we're doing commentary on it. Shows me, him, and dear departed brother, Tommy Moore. R.I.P., sir. Well, show's over. We're waiting back behind the curtain. John Paul's taking promo picture of everybody, and I see Jerry the King Lawler talking to JP, and I hear JP just like pointing in our direction. It's me and Tommy standing over there. I hear him say, "See the tall, hairy guy? He might know." So Jerry Lawler comes walking over, introduces himself, which is, like, okay, yeah. I've been watching you since I was 3. I know exactly who you are, Mr. Lawler. And what it was, he was asking, supposedly the whatever channel in Jackson, Mississippi, and he told us the channel, I don't remember now. It's been years ago. Close to a decade ago, probably. that aired the Memphis wrestling. They cut special promos and like bumpers for it. And it's the only place there. He didn't have copies. He told us he'd like copies for his collection. And I was like, all right, you know, I don't. He said, you know, John Paul there said, you might have. I was like, nah, I don't have that I know of, you know. I mean, I got some Memphis, but I don't think it's like from Jackson areas. You know, most of your Memphis footage out there is like Louisville. I told him, you know, I'd look around, and he gave me a way to contact him. And I've never come up on it. I've never come up on the footage. Never came up on the footage, but not long after that, I'm talking to quite a few other people I know that have big stockpiles of footage. Like, they make my collection look like nothing. I don't have as much as I used to. I got rid of a bunch. And they're telling me, yeah, they've heard the same story, and what they think it is that since nobody can really claim Memphis, like nobody really knows who owns Memphis. It's one of those where there's like 5 or 6 people that probably own part of Memphis, and nobody seems to give a crap. That Lawler's looking for copies of that to include in, he was supposedly at the time going to be selling a pile of the Memphis footage to WWE for the network. It's back when the network was still around. And, you know, DVD and all that stuff. Don't know how true this is, that's just what I got told. And it wouldn't surprise me. Because I mean, think about it, Jackson, Mississippi, Lula, I don't really know how far Lula is from Jackson, Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure John Paul had mentioned that we're from the Jackson area. Oh, man. I have to dig. I got a great picture of Lawler getting like mobbed by the crowd after that match, trying to get back to the locker room. I got a great picture of him. I got to dig up and put back out there again. I post it every once in a while. Those shows were fun. They're at casinos. And hell, I'll tell this story. Kobe, who I was doing commentary with, he was filming. He's got it on Body Slam Media Productions YouTube channel. At the time he might have been 18. He was still in high school. It was like his last year of high school. This was Labor Day weekend. It was Saturday, but we went to a show on Friday out in Texas. But he got permission from both his parents to miss the day of school, and yeah, don't worry about it. Where was I going with this? Give me a second here. I just lost my train of thought. Kobe. Okay, casino show. They say he's under 21. I know he wasn't even 20, and he looked young, like clean shaven, baby face. The rest of us are all, I mean, I don't know if John Paul or Tommy were the oldest, but they were really like in their, back then they were pushing, you know, late 40s. I was late 30s, early 40s, and Ramp was about 2 years younger than me. Big Ramp, you know who Big Ramp is. You see independent wrestling Louisiana, you know who Big Ramp is. Whew. So we didn't have to worry. And what we didn't know is we were supposed to park in the back, and we could just go through like a hall and big boom in the ballroom, so you didn't have to cross the casino floor. Because if you're across the casino floor, if you're under 21, you got to have a security escort. So we pull up and we got there hours late. Not hours late for the show, because the show didn't start till like 7. I think call time was 4, and we got there at like 12, but we thought we were going to be there at 8. We spent an extra 4 hours in Arkansas. We get there, we park up front, and I'm like, crap. I was like, you know, it's a casino show. We're going to have to go. Kobe is not going to pass for 21. We're going to have to, like, you know, get security, get them to escort us to the ballroom, all this stuff. We're almost up there. We're, close over, we can see the security guard at the front door walking. We got our gear, camera bags. JP's got all his photography stuff. Ramp's got all his stuff, his gear. And Ramp sees that security guard was a lady. He's like, I got this. Ramp's in a suit. He walks up there and just starts talking to the woman. The other 4 just zip right by her into that thing, go haul ass across that casino floor. Like, not walking fast enough to attract attention, but walking fast. Straight to the ballroom, and then show you how good a brother Tommy was. Tommy went looking around and found like where there was a snack stand, drink station, bathrooms that you didn't have to go on the casino floor. Also, Kobe didn't have to worry. None of the wrestlers were even thinking about that. That's the way Tommy was. He was like the older brother, looked out for everybody. Oh, man. Almost. I will be at 1 mile in just a little bit, and I'm going to take me a small little break. Then I might go ahead and do a second one. It's hot tonight. I ain't done my walk in a little bit, so I'm feeling this, and I'm doing hills. You can't see, but there's definite hills. I don't know, I don't feel like providing a picture. This is theater of the mind. I'll tell another story about that show. Like I said, it was the second show of a 2-day thing. When it was over like 10:30. By the time we got there, it was 11:30. We're all kind of ready to pile up in the van, gas up, maybe grab a little snack at some gas station, and just start going. Go home, because Kobe lived the closest to where he lived outside of Jackson. His mom was then. And Tommy and I both of us lived outside of Brookhaven, him just on one side, me on the other, but we were going to get dropped off at this local truck stop and get picked up there and ran home. Then John Paul and Ramp had to go to New Orleans. I don't know what area. I know what area John Paul lives in now, but I don't know back then. It's like a long time ago. So we all piled back in the van, and Kobe's been driving this whole time. And he's young, but he's a good driver. And we're having fun. By this time, everybody's tired. We've all had, maybe the most sleep anybody got was probably Tommy, because he slept about 6 hours in the car, and then like an hour or so at the show laid across like a pile of the chairs. We got offered, we got told we could sleep in the ring if we wanted to, because I knew we ain't got any sleep hardly, but Kobe didn't get any sleep till what's getting ready to happen. So if you pile up in the van, Kobe's going to drive. We use primitive GPS to find, the nearest gas station that's open, because it's, very nice. Lula, there ain't much in Lula. Lula, Mississippi is tiny. It's got a casino, and that's about it. Matter of fact, when we first got there, we asked folks where we could go eat besides the casino. And they told us about this great little diner across the river, but it was in Arkansas. They're like, you got to go across the river in Arkansas. And we're like, look, they told us, look, be out of there before it gets dark. Okay. We found out, we went there and ate great food, amazing food, got treated great. It was well priced. As we're leaving, I know John Paul pointed out, I think Ramp was pointing out too, like every window had a bullet hole in it. Like, it was a sketchy part of town, but amazing food, and it was worth the trip. But after the show. So we're heading to the gas station. We pull up, and I told him, look, I was like, somebody go in and pay for it and grab drinks and snacks. I'll pump it. So I slide open the door and I hop out, and I'm just picking up the pump, the part of the nozzle, the nozzle with the little handle, and fucking 2 cars pull up, lights blazing. I just put the thing down, put it through my hands. I ain't do nothing, and we get told that we gotta leave. The side alarm's been tripped. They think the store's being robbed. And I remember telling this cop who's looking, and they got guns drawn. They're not pointing them at us, but I told him, understand. We are sitting, our low gas light has been on for about 10 minutes, and this van, where's the nearest gas station? He's like, yeah, there's one 3 miles down the road, but they close in 20 minutes. Hop back in the van, we haul ass down there. So we're all wired up. I can't read y'all's messages, my glasses are fogged, sorry. We're all wired up from running with the cops. Get to the next gas station, I hop out, I was gonna pump the gas, and John Paul goes, nah, I'm pumping it. You take Kobe inside, give him get snacks, which I gotta take over driving. The kid's been up 28 hours. Whew. So, hop out the car. Hey, Kobe, come on. Snacks are on me, come pick out some stuff. We go inside and get chips for everybody, candy bars, Gatorades. All that kind of junk. Air dogs. Like I said, rural area. Get Gatorades, all that junk. Get back in the van. Go back to the van, JP sit behind the seat. Keys, driver's seat. Driver's side keys going. Sorry about that dog. Until cup of tea. I'm passenger seat, take a nap. Now from Lula to Jackson was like 3.5, 4 hours. Because less than 20 minutes later, the only people awake in the van are John Paul sitting in the front driving. Another dog, sorry. And then it's one of them vans that has like front seats, 2 bucket seats, and it's got a bench seat. And then it's got a bench seat behind it, and it's got a big area in the back to store gear. We had so much gear that part was full, and then half the very, very back seat was, so, and that seat was not easy to get in and out of, so I volunteered to get back there. At the time, I'm still the tallest. I was the most limber back then. I don't know. I'm probably still more limber than Kobe. I know I'm more limber than JP. I don't know about Ramp. Ramp's looking fit. So I'm sitting in the very back seat. JP's in the front. We're the only ones awake. We spend the next 3 hours just talking to music and shit. It was pretty cool. Well, oh man. By the time I finally got home, it was 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. on a Sunday. Because we got dropped off at the truck stop right outside of my town, me and Big Tommy. And my ride came and picked us up. We dropped Tommy off because his brother was not home. He didn't think he'd be awake at that time anyway. Then I went home and I had not taken my shoes off, and I'd put them on at 5 o'clock Friday morning, and they had not come off. So they'd been on for 49, 50 hours. When I pulled them off, and I got long, skinny feet, I got long ass toes. Fucking, my toes started plumbing, my feet started inflating. The next day I could barely walk, but oh God, it was a blast. We met Jerry Lawler, we met Bill Dundee, we met Boogie Woogie Jimmy Valiant. I met Tracy Smothers for the first time. The day before we met, people would know, A.R. Fox, Matt Seidel, Evan Bourne, I think was his name in WWE. ACH, he was a big Ring of Honor star. Ray Rowe, what is his name? I think he's Eric of the Viking War Party, or whatever the hell their name is in WWE. Barrett Brown, he's a big indie name. There's got to be somebody else. Steve Anthony was on the card, Tim Storm. It was like a Dallas Fort Worth or Arlington card for VIP wrestling. It was there. Something for anniversary show. Hey, you can kind of see me. That ain't happening. We're switching the camera to the other side. Ooh. Yeah, it was a good little trip. And I got 3 or 4 matches from the Texas show up, and 2 or 3 from the Lulu show. There used to be, there was a pro-grade crane and camera there from a local news crew or something. And they were up on YouTube for the longest time, and I know who had them up. And then they just disappeared because that whole channel disappeared, so I need to talk to them, see if they still got it, because they looked amazing. I was shooting with a Canon something back there. It was this little tiny ass little camera I had. I honestly didn't have a lot of space on it. I was having I'd go through 2 memory cards to show if I filmed most of the matches. I went from that to a Samsung Galaxy, what was it? I don't remember what that first one was. And then that one died. It got to where it was just stuttery when I filmed. It was old, it was probably about 5 years old. Then I went to, because right after that trip, I started using the Samsung. That was a tablet. The next one I went to was another Samsung Galaxy. It was like 2 models up, about an inch bigger. I used that for a long time. I used that till like spring of 2023. Still got it, it's just a music player basically. And since then, what am I using now? I'm using a Samsung Galaxy cell phone that can shoot up to 4K. I just don't shoot 4K. I think it's shooting 4K. It's the second one. My first one broke. But my first one got Coke and liquor splashed on it more than once, so. Alright, I am past a mile and probably getting close to a mile and a third. Well, I'm sweating, but it's a good workout. Get home, take me a nice long shower. Living room TV's free. I might put me on a movie, sit there and watch a movie and work on some projects. Because if you don't, this is the only channel of mine you watch. I got another one, it's a Ass Hat Podcast. It's here on YouTube. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to get something. Monday and Friday will be just something out of the collection. That's not comic book, not a comic book. Wednesday's always comics. But, like, every other Friday on there's Ass Hat Thrifting, which is a series I've been doing. Me and much basically going out hitting thrift stores, finding stuff, goofing off. If you ever watch Game Chasers, it's like that, but we hardly ever look for games. Like, we find games, oh, you see my feet. We find games every once in a while, but we don't really look for them. Like my one buddy, it's me a lot, he does ball cards, and he'll do other stuff. I do DVDs, of course. DVDs, Blu-rays, comics. I do a little bit of everything. Action figures. Anything I think I can make a sell on or I want for the collection. Alright, that's a third there, I know. I think I'm gonna go all the way. Yeah, I'm gonna go all the way out to the highway and then come back and rest for a minute. Yeah, go check it out. You never know what's gonna show up on there. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 p.m. Central, and as of right now, the DIY channel for the next week at least, and probably all next week. This whole week that we're in, and the next week we'll have, and probably the week after that if I do everything right. We'll have something new up every weekday at 12 p.m. Central, and I might throw stuff up on the weekends. It'll be little shorts on the weekends. I'm trying to constantly have new content up for y'all. I might go ahead and stop. I'll stop in a minute. Sit down and rest. Yeah, by that I'll be almost a mile and a half. That'll be pretty good. And come back down, make it 3 miles. Shit. Oh no, because yeah, it won't be 3. It'll be another half, so it'll be 2. I might just do that. Everybody's got dogs out here. You see light up there, that's a church. Think I'm past a graveyard here. This graveyard used to creep me out because for the longest time they had tombstones in there that glowed in the dark. And like they glowed for a long time. Like you come by, it's, what is it, like 9:40 probably. Central, you come by like 11 o'clock, they still be glowing, so. I just go sit on these church steps for a few minutes to cool off and rest. They got a light on that one, probably solar. I guess what they switched over to now, solar lights, which that works too. We got a lot of little small churches and graveyards like this out where I live. Alright. I think when I get up here, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, y'all. Y'all need to hear me sitting on the steps, catching my breath fully. The sad thing is I used to be able to run this full speed like it wasn't shit, but that was many, many decades ago. Back when the left knee was good and the right knee was better than it is. I messed my left knee up when I turned 18 July 10th. I messed it up August 24th. So what? A month and 2 weeks, a month and a half after I turned 18, I messed my left knee up and never had it fixed. All right. See a little light out here. That's where these people now, I don't think they've ever noticed me sitting out here. If they say something like, hey, if y'all don't want me to, I won't, but I ain't hurting nothing. All right, laters.